Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wellness Day, a podcast coming to you every Wednesday here from the Jahangir Wellness Center. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest. We've got a pioneer in the field of hockey, in healthcare, or rather in health, and in mental well-being. I'm very happy to have Arnavaz Damania here with us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure being here, Karas. Thank you for calling me.
And I started by saying you're a pioneer because you've got things that you've got your pie in, or you've got your finger in a pie, and many pies for that matter.
Don't ask me how I got my hands into it, but it was just something which got me started, and I was very.
Well, let's start with the first one, which is pretty incredible. Is that you were the hockey captain of India?
No, that's a misconception.
Oh, is that?
There was no hockey team for India when I played
Okay.
because I'm ancient, right?
Definitely do not look like it. So
Thank you. I'm happy with it. But we did have a team, and I did play well. And I was very lucky, very fortunate that it was my dad
okay.
who, though we were, you see, I'm in a family from a very poor background. My father's aim was that we should do something in sports.
Okay.
And yeah, he got on to hockey, and the three sisters were playing hockey.
Oh, lovely. All three of you.
Yeah, I was the youngest. My eldest sister did play. She was a good player. But my second sister was an excellent player. She
Yep.
was Gul Ada.
Right.
And we were known as Ada sisters. Or we were Iranis, we
Right.
were known as Ada. Because Gul, there was another Gul Irani also
Right.
in the team. So you see, we had to change our name to
Okay.
the Ada sisters. Yeah.
But sports been something that's been with you and your family from pretty much day one then.
Kavas, absolutely. And till today, I exercise and I try to
Absolutely.
keep myself.
Well, you can see that, and then you can clearly see that, and you can see that it's held you in good stead, and you feel that.
Oh yes. That's one of the criterions that everybody should remember, that this wellness center is so beautiful over here.
Right.
Happy place to be in. And people should keep themselves healthy.
Absolutely. And we've been through many episodes. I've been through many episodes now with many guests, and the one consistent thing that everyone has always said, the word that's always been consistent throughout every episode, whether we're talking about mental well-being, whether we're talking about food, or we're talking about bone health, or whether we're talking about spine, everyone has always said that exercise is the number one thing that you should be doing.
Even for your mental health.
Absolutely.
Exercise.
Which is why I wanted to talk to you, because you've been doing that from day one and at a very high level.
Very absolutely. Well, I don't know if I'm doing that at that higher level, but
Well, it started there, and
Yeah.
that's what's kept you going.
Yeah.
So, what are the kind of exercises or exercises that you've been happy with doing ever since you've been doing hockey?
and I was a hockey player.
Yeah.
I got, I had my boyfriend even before, we waited 7 years before we got married because he was also studying, I was also studying. We both had to do well before we started.
So, you found your love through exercise as well? Or nearly?
Hockey.
Hockey. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Some kind of exercise. But that's another lesson for everyone. You can find the love of your life
Oh, yes.
by doing some kind of sport or some exercise.
Sports,
So, exercise.
Get out. How these days everybody's on these mobiles.
Yeah.
Nobody goes out. Nobody
Right.
thinks of going out. They much rather be with this. Yeah. So that's how it happened. And then, he got more enamored because I was a good player.
So, you were better than he was.
Well, he never played any sport,
Okay.
but he was very interested in
Right.
sports. And that was the attraction, I suppose.
Okay.
And then, that's when I began. When we got married eventually, I had to give up playing hockey.
Okay.
But hockey was my love.
Right.
And I had 3 girls,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know what to do. So I dabbled into, helping with hockey. And I became the secretary in Maharashtra. I
Wow.
became the president of Maharashtra 26 years I held that.
Wow. So a real passion of yours.
I don't know how I did it because, there's so much politics in
Right.
all of it. It's,
I
it's
can
a
imagine.
shame. And then for 5 years, I was president All India Women's. And then I became well into the international body. And that was
Fantastic.
my pride because, there was no Indian
Representation.
representation in the umpires and the judges, and I ran the tournament for the international body.
Wow.
The Beijing Asian Games.
So you're a real trailblazer then.
20, yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed every bit of my life, Kava.
Fantastic.
Though I'm going through a lot of illnesses,
Okay.
I'm still on the top of
Of your game.
everything.
Fantastic.
Yes, top of everything.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
enjoying it.
But coming to being a trailblazer again, another aspect that I'm very, very keen to talk to you about is that you started a gym and a healthcare center in days that it was unheard of. Today, gyms are popping up every few weeks that you see over here, or pop-up gyms, or joining this club or that club. But this is something that you did many, many years ago before it was even a concept. So can you just talk us through that journey and how it came about?
And the name of the gym was Gym, Beauty Parlor, and a Boutique.
Oh.
All three together was the gazelle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, to make a beautiful woman or a man.
Right, right.
So that's what we had.
Lovely.
Yeah, and there also it started as I had no place to go and exercise. I had no place to go and play because hockey by then was, for youngsters, couldn't go. I had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So I'd go to Pune Club and there'd be a broken down place to play tennis, badminton.
Right.
And then you had to wait in line for it. And, it was.
Difficult.
So I said, what should I do? And then I loved to make clothes, so boutique.
Okay.
And beauty parlor, which I knew I liked, and I knew my daughter, Anahita, would be a beautiful, that would be really nice for her because she was good. So anyways, so that's when my husband thought of, let's invest in a place and you can start. We didn't have we couldn't get any machines.
Right.
We had to make our own machine, and luckily my
When did you start this?
husband- 19, it's now nearly about 50 years. So yeah.
Okay.
That was at that time. We never go. Even the beauty parlor, I couldn't get any shampoos, lotions, nothing.
Right.
I had to bring everything from abroad. And you see, because I was already in Air India before I got married.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I had brought many things from abroad.
Okay.
Those days, just
Right.
being a crew member, you could do what you liked.
Okay.
So I did that, and I started my gym and the beauty parlor. I employed, and I used to manage all 3 of
Wow.
it with a little help here and there.
Right.
That was beautiful for me.
And I'm sure the gym was so popular because it must have been the first of its kind.
I still have my clients.
Really?
Coming in and good, well-to-do clients
Uh-huh.
pauperowing me and saying, "Our guru," and that thrills me. Yeah, because it's such a satisfaction to see that.
So that's so fantastic to even think of that and to actually go through with that at a time when it was completely unheard of, which is why I really wanted to talk to you about that. And again, the importance of it.
Yeah, and then I had 3 of them. And
Oh, wow.
that was the only, there were no beauty parlors.
Right.
There were some here and
Yeah.
small ones, and no gyms. We had the Bejan Irani's gym, those
Powerlifting.
powerlifting and all that. That was the only thing.
Right.
And I was lucky. I got somebody who helped me out with all these things. And then Blue Diamond started.
Okay.
And then all.
Well, the point is that you started
Yes.
everything, and now you can see gyms popped up everywhere. So you're actually the
And
queen of the gyms in Pune.
The best is, Kawas, I had a gym full. And
Right.
because I was an athlete, I knew the muscles. And because I did yoga,
Okay.
so Kali Dastur
Right.
and a wonderful teacher. So, the different parts, the different exercises, which part helps which body. So I could do that.
So you're looking at it as a whole.
I was doing it.
Yeah.
But I had, of course, many Parsi ladies say, how can you have a gym without you being qualified?
Ah.
Yep.
Well, the best qualification or one of the best qualifications is experience.
Yeah, but I did go to London. I spent, forget the money and all that. I did go to London.
Okay.
And I did my 3 months course. And
Absolutely.
believe you me, Kavas, they were asked because I'd done yoga, the manipulations
Right,
and
right,
all
right.
that. I was teaching
They were
them.
asking you.
I
and
was
there you go.
teaching them. It was fun. It was fun.
Fantastic. Well, coming back to this entire wellness thing, we look at it from the entire aspect of wellness, the holistic of exercise, food,
Oh, yeah.
nutrition, mental well-being.
Mental.
That last aspect is something I also want to talk to you because you're a trailblazer in that as well. You've got an NGO that focuses on a particular aspect of that, mental
20 years
well-being.
now
So
for
can we talk a little bit about that? Can you tell us what what you do
was
there?
20 years now.
Wow.
And I've got such fantastic volunteers.
What is it exactly that the NGO does?
Connecting prevention of suicide.
That's what I wanted to hear from
Mostly
you.
in
Right.
youth. So you see, there is a lot one can do on a helpline.
Yeah, yeah.
The after this, there's nobody who can prevent it. So we've got a lovely system of
Okay.
a project. It's a vertical called the peer educators.
The
So
peer educators,
we
okay.
go into schools.
Okay.
We train a handful of them from each class.
So what are the things that you
Make them
do?
the buddies,
Right.
we teach them what are the signs and symptoms. Tavis, it's not very easy to.
I can imagine.
When somebody is on the helpline telling you that he or she wants to die,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he's got the whatever with
Right.
him.
So what are some of those preventive things
Yeah,
that
so
you
you see-
focus on then?
Yeah, we can't prevent it.
Right.
But we help them. So, we slowly take out a lot of this with them. Give them open-ended questions. Give them open-ended answers. We don't tell them you must do this or you must do that.
Yeah, okay.
No advising because you cannot.
Right, right, right.
So you see, it's just a listening service that we do.
I see. So just
There are
giving them a
so
ears.
many people who come back. I've got so many letters that they've been so beautiful.
I can imagine it's such a
Yeah.
important aspect that
And I've been lucky. We've had a lot of CSR people,
Right.
Companies. I know people, so they come forward and they help us. Wonderful volunteer set, wonderful set of trustees who help me, stand by me,
Right.
and wonderful set of my staff in the office. And being Parsi, we pay them quite well, right? Yeah, because NGOs don't pay well. But if I need something good from them,
Right.
I see that they.
But in your experience now of 20 years in this particular aspect, I just want to get a little bit. It's not a nice topic, unfortunately, but it's something that we should be talking about.
You should.
What
because
is
that's the best way
absolutely?
to get out of it?
What are you finding that causes, or what is the highest cause or rate of suicide? What causes
You'll
this?
ask me who.
Right.
Is it the women, the men, the children? Who? It's more the men.
I see.
Yeah, because you see, one woman has friends. Only when she doesn't have friends or when she has some problem, there are all sorts of problems. There's
Right.
nothing like only education. It's so much like family or discord in the house. And
Okay.
especially young boys.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, the work that you're doing is
It's
just
terrible.
beautiful.
Yeah, because the boys don't talk much
Right.
with others.
Which is why you said that it just becomes extremely important just to be those ears for people.
Oh, just the years. And they're so happy.
Right.
And they come first, they talk to you and they make sure that nobody's listening. It's not we're taped, it's not this. So, we are absolutely non-committal, no problems at all.
Okay.
They don't know, we don't know.
Right,
We
right.
only log it as to, we are trying to also do research as to why. So it's been 20 years and we've had very,
Lovely. I can imagine it must be extremely fulfilling.
it's lovely. And you see, the best part is there are many people want to work for us also. So there is a thing.
Yeah, yeah. It grows on itself. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Well, Arnavaz, it's been fascinating talking to you.
My-
We've gone through a spectrum of things, ranging from your own personal experience as a sports person to what you've done at the community level for the exercise and for the gym, and then on this aspect on a community level that what you've done for the mental well-being for people. So that entire spectrum. So I completely stand by what I said when we started this episode, that you're an absolute pioneer in everything that we've talked about and what we want to focus on here at the Wellness Center. So thank you so much for being here,
Makes me
Arnavaz. It's really been a pleasure speaking to you.
very happy. Very
Thank
happy.
you. Thank you so much.
Kavas, we are wellness. Can I put in a
Please,
bit of
please,
my-
please. I would love to. I would love that you have the last word.
Yeah, I want the last word, because wellness is so important.
Yeah.
For the past, say, 1 week, 1.5 week,
Okay.
I've got a twisted knee
Okay.
and a bad wrist. Shoulders bad because this was surgery. I've gone through a lot,
Right.
right? And every time this is gone, the knee is gone, and the shoulder. I can't sit, I can't get up. It's very, very disheartening. And I have been down. But today in the morning, I made up my mind. I said, no, what am I doing to myself? Just because the doctor says, hey, I'm so and so old, that doesn't mean that I'm going to let myself go.
Your mind is the strongest muscle.
He has to beat me to bring me up, bring me down.
No,
Well,
absolutely.
I only hope.
Yeah, no. You've got the right
But
mindset and everything.
It's
So,
mind,
yeah.
Kavas, it's mine. And I'm feeling so wonderful today.
Lovely. I'm happy to hear
Otherwise,
that.
I would have been a little down coming to you today.
No, we wouldn't allow that. Or rather, you wouldn't allow that. So thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me have the last word.
Absolutely. And you
The
should.
ladies.
Absolutely.
I must have it.
There you go.
Thank you. Bye.